Hi guys, it's Erin. It's pretty exciting. Today we have a couple hours before the rains and I wanted to take you out and show you around for our March farm and garden tour. It's pretty fun to see just how much progress is actually made. Right now, being the middle of March, there's quite a lot that's coming up out of the ground and getting ready to bloom, and some stuff that's actually blooming. So I wanted to start up here on the porch because just the other day we did a refresh of our front porch for spring, brought in some beautiful color to commemorate the changing of the seasons. And I wanted to show you guys all of what we did. This was our cute little teacup arrangement. I think this is just adorable. And I also added some anemone out of the garden. It's just lovely. I love, love, love the spring colors. And I'm glad that we added the bright daffodils up there because it needed it. While we were at it, we added some petunias to add some color to some of our front porch pots. We got these guys and these ones, and we added the little violas, the little orange violas in here. It's not a lot, but it was definitely enough to bring some bright pops and some spring anticipation to the front porch, to the front of our house. I'm pretty happy with it all. I can't wait for true spring to really get here. When we were doing all of that, I also cleaned out this front garden bed, got it ready for compost and ready for planting. It's so much fun. Look at everything that's popped up. We have lots of little hyacinths. This is a columbine, beautiful blue spruce, and John's pagoda tree. But there's lots of daffodils that have come up. The thrift is still there. Look at all, we planted all these allium together in a video last fall, and they're looking really happy. Our daisies are coming back. Peonies, tulips, everything that you want in a spring garden, it's all coming up. Our salvias and more daisies, peonies and more alliums. I'm pretty stoked about this bed. I did say in a previous video that I have some summer annuals that are coming that hopefully will fill up a big chunk of this garden bed. It's going to be beautiful, I sure hope. This tree right here at the end of the bed, this is only here temporarily. It's a cork bark fir. I bought it as a living Christmas tree last winter. I just loved the colors. It gets about 20 feet tall. It's not a huge tree, but I love the blue, so we're gonna find a good place for that. Next spot I want to show you is the veggie garden. This space still needs a bit of help. The compost is coming soon so I can get the rest of these beds ready, but good night. Look at all this. Oh, it's hard to go wrong with the little daffodils all throughout. Man. And our blueberries are getting ready to bloom. Oh my gosh. This is why we took the time to plant all of these so many years ago. They just naturalize. I don't know what type they are. They're just a really early blooming daffodil. I think at the end of the season for them this year, I'm gonna see if I can't dig some of them up and finish the circle. I think it'll be just so pretty. This bed that we did get together and do, look, spinach. It's coming up. Despite the cold and the rain, it's coming up. It loves it. Everything else in here looks about the same, except we do have the garlic that's come up. This is super happy. I wasn't sure because we planted it so late how it would do, but it's doing quite well. And then we did all of our cleanup of our irises, and they are super happy. I can't wait for these to bloom. I hope they bloom nicely this year. Last year was the first year that most of those went into the ground, so the blooms that we got were sort of sporadic, but this year they've all bulked up, and I'm looking forward to how many blooms we can get from them. The rest of these beds are just weedy messes I need to take care of. That's a delphinium that John planted in there. But that's it for this space. Just need some cleanup, and it's about time to start planting. Okay, we already looked at the front porch. I'll show you these. Sedum are coming back. These are the autumn joy. I think that's what they're called. But what I really want to show you is these gorgeous hellebore. They're just unbelievable. Look at this guy. Oh man, I've said it so many times. These are my favorite flowers for this time of year. They're just spectacular. This one is a little weary, but these guys are gorgeous. And we have some angelica popping up, which is not a necessarily good sign, but the bees love it. Not a lot has changed over here, but we can take a peek at the cottage garden. I need to spend an entire day cleaning this whole thing out because it's just a mess. I did do some pruning on the roses in the back, but yeah, it's kind of a mess at the moment. Need some serious pruning. There are some alliums popping up though. Can you see those? And I have green on my hydrangea, which means it's perfect time to come out and prune. This is just our little playground for the kids. Look at this tree. This is some sort of cherry. Oh, those little yellow blossoms are just, they stand out from such a distance. It's harder to see them on camera. They remind me of a forsythia, but it's certainly not a forsythia. Okay, let's walk through the back here. We can make sure all of our shrubs and trees that we planted are still here. And it so far looks so far so good. We did a video, it's hard to see any of this back here, but there's two shrubs and a tree on this side. They're all looking good. And then several more back over here. They're all still here. Oh, I love it. These will be mock oranges, hopefully blooming in a year or so. Oh, they're starting to come out of dormancy. Ah, it's perfect. So they're still alive. Oh, even the lilac. It's still there. I didn't kill it. It's so exciting. Okay, and then we had the pussy willow, and we actually planted another tree back here. The pussy willow, all the catkins are starting to fade, but that red color is just something else. And so far, it doesn't look like anything's eaten it. We also planted back here, and it's hard to see because it's not leafed out yet, but John found a weeping willow. This guy is already, I don't know, close to 10 feet tall. 30 to 40 feet tall and wide. This guy back here, we talked about it for the pussy willow, but there's a little pond right back here. So it's going to get all the water that it needs. And then this direction is west. So it will get full sun, all the hot afternoon sun. It will take a little bit for the sun to get past all these trees, but once it does, it'll have sun until it goes down. In the summertime, that's 9:30. So this will be hopefully a huge, gorgeous tree back here. Oh, so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna go around so we can get into the field. Hey, even these cherry trees are budding up, getting ready. Oh, give it a month, and this whole thing, I'll do this again, and this whole thing will be in bloom. So we were in here a little bit ago, and we planted 500 ranunculus right here. They seem to be doing okay. They don't mind the cool weather. And then we had some Iceland poppies. These guys are happy too. They much prefer to be in the cold. And then Canterbury bells. I'm so happy that we had a chance to get out here and get these in the ground, because they would not have been happy in the greenhouse any longer. So this is perfect. This row is kind of, I don't know. I don't know that it really did what I wanted it to do. I have a bunch of weeding to do. These, I'm not sure. They look like sweet rocket, but I planted larkspur. So, and these look more like larkspur. But I'm not sure. I'm going to give them a little bit more time and then weed them out. This is not what I planted. Yeah, this here is not larkspur. I think these are weeds left over from last season. These, however, are my bupleurum. Although we also started a bunch of the greenhouse so that I could supplement this planting, which I'm definitely looking forward to. Definitely going to need it. This row we planted last fall, and it is robust. These are sweet rocket all the way to here. And then, this is one of my absolute favorite spring flowers. This is Honesty, or Linaria. I actually grow these for their seed heads. And these are more Canterbury bells all the way down. As you can see, more weeding to be done. That's the life on a farm, right? And then nothing else is planted. I do need to clear this little bit out. I left it here thinking that my chrysanthemums might come back, but they kind of don't look like it. So I think I'm just going to clear the rest of this out and be ready for planting here in a little bit. I've just got a little bit of weeding. Most of it stayed pretty well at bay so far, but the whole field is prepped aside from this little area. There won't be any delays in getting everything going this year. Perennial beds over here. I think the plan is to dig up all of these plants, put them somewhere else, and retool this whole area right here. I'm actually looking forward to it. I was dreading it. I didn't want to, but I think it needs it badly. The grass has taken over and it's real hard to battle that. But I have all kinds of perennials that I need to get out of here. Look at this lupin. Oh, and the slugs. Slugs are a never-ending problem for me. Okay, I'm going to show you the beds outside of the garden. We call them the entryway beds, the entryway garden. Then we'll take a look at the ranunculus beds, the St. Francis garden, and then we'll head up and check out what's going on in the greenhouse. There's a lot in there. So these beds, this one needs to get cleaned up. That's going to happen pretty quick. We have phlox coming up, that little green. John moved the rest of these grasses over here, which is why the dirt's a bit roughed up. But our crabapple is budding up. It's getting ready. The mint all needs to be cleaned out, but it's all looking pretty good. This heuchera is gigantic and old. This is more phlox popping back from last year. Everything in here looks to be fairly solid. This is a weigela. I need to do some pruning, get out the dead stuff. Peonies popping up. A couple of weeds, but not too bad. Lots of alliums. I put allium all over in here. I probably should have thought about where I put them before I did that, but that's okay. I had them and I wanted them in the ground. And they're all over the place. There's little lilacs. John's camellia garden. I love this. All these little perennials. Lady's mantle right here. These guys just need to be cleaned up. And I actually am going to dig them and cluster them, I think, over here so that they make more of an impact instead of being spread around. Look at these two. This camellia though, man, so pretty. Just got that one, so it's just getting going, getting settled in. We have several more. You see the blooms in there. This great big. We got this one the same time we got that pink one. Man. And every one of these is gonna get huge. So at some point, this back corner back here is just gonna be a mass of camellia blooms. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. Can't wait. Okay, now coming around here, we're gonna take a look at the ranunculus beds. Look, the 9-bark coming to life. Easy. So these beds, I got something going on in this one in particular. I need to get in there and fertilize. There's quite a few plants back on that end that are looking a little worse for wear. And actually, I had a similar problem with this bed last year, so I'm curious to find out. I need to test the soil and see what's going on. I have lots of weeding to do in here. I keep saying that and I haven't gotten after it. Distractions galore. But you can see all of these anemone that got planted in there. They're just loving this cool weather. I can probably clear up all the row covers at this point. It shouldn't get cold enough to need them again. So good. So all 4 of these beds, all 5 of these beds, were ranunculus, except for the ends. Those had some anemone, and then these 2 beds are full of anemone. And these 2 beds are looking a little sad. I'm not really sure, aside from weed competition, what's happening, but hopefully we'll still have a good harvest out of there. I just need to take a day. It's going to take an entire day to weed all this out and then fertilize everything in there so that it gets the nutrients it needs. Our tulips look fantastic. So if you were with me last fall, although the dogs got into this little bit, if you were with me last fall, we planted all of these tulips. There's about 5,000 of them between this side and this side. And some of these, makes me a little nervous. They're popping up short. You see these? But hopefully they'll grow tall and before they actually try to bloom. Oh, that would be a bummer, wouldn't it? Some of them have barely even popped up at this point. But look at our narcissus, our daffodils. Some of these guys are just about there. Give them a week or 2 and they'll be blooming. And if you saw the video, you were with me a week or so ago when we planted up all of these snapdragons. So this bed is mostly full. I do have some space right here that I think I'm going to try and direct sow. I know, crazy for me. But I'm going to try and direct sow some bee's friend, I think. Okay, into the St. Francis garden. So this garden, even though there's not a lot going on at the moment, is still, I think, my favorite spot in the garden right now. And most of the year right now, or as it is. The plants in here are just lovely. They do need some freshening. Look at the lamb's ear. But the daylilies are coming back. This is a ranunculus we planted last year. Some weeds. But there's alliums and more ranunculus, more alliums. The Virginias are looking a little rough. Need to cut back completely the Dusty Miller. But things are starting to come alive. This columbine, these guys are good. They're happy. Second year, we should get blooms off of them. More daylilies. These are Rose Campanula. Rose Campion. They're looking a little weather weary, but we'll see how they go. They should bloom here, oh, in another 6 weeks or so. But inside of there is all the heucheras that are looking pretty good. They need some cleanup around them. Everything just needs some basic cleanup. But it all looks fairly decent. And the hydrangeas are coming back. Say hi, St. Francis. I love this wall, green wall. All of our ferns are looking pretty good. There's a couple, most of my fritillaria, snake's head fritillaria, did not come back. I'm sure that the critters ate them, but there's a few just dotted around. And then look at this. This is my favorite part. All of the hellebore. Same as the other. I do need to clean up some of the old leaves, but man, this whole thing is just full. This guy, yeah. The white ones don't do nearly as well, even though they're my favorite. They don't care that they're my favorite. These are so beautiful. I do cut them for arrangements in the early spring. Not all of them, because I want to enjoy them as well. In here, we've got all of our leucogym that's coming back. You can see those in there. The critters don't care for them. This bright yellow. The geum, everything just needs a little freshening and it'll look beautiful. Izzy, what are you doing? In here, again, the dogs have been in here wreaking havoc, so we need to do some cleanup and some training. Izzy, where's Winston? Winston, come here. Oh, that's great. They've got a critter, I'm sure. In here, again, some weeding to be done, but we have lots of lilies that have already started to pop out of the ground, so that's a good sign. And then many of you are probably with me when we started building this bed. Winston! Which is so exciting, and a lot of the seeds that we started inside to fill this are getting close to being able to come out. Ugh, stinking moles. There's nothing I can do to stop that. I need to invest in mole max to get rid of them suckers. Hi, chickens. Okay, into the greenhouse we go. This is my favorite space to be right now, unless it's sunny out. If it's raining, this is where I'm gonna be. So let's just take a look real quick. These are the cuttings that we took together in a recent video for to multiply our scented geraniums and our dahlias. They're still looking good, no wilting. That's a good sign. These are all the dahlias we started from seed. How cool is that? And the geraniums we started, I need to pot these up. Actually, it's about time to start planting up our hanging baskets. Our celery we started together, our onions that we started together, that's exciting. And then more cuttings. The artichoke have not shown their faces. I'm wondering if the seed was too old. These are what's called a bellflower. These are new to me and I have plans for them, but we started all those from root stock that we got at the store. These are all sweet peas. They need some fertilizer and just a whole bunch of hanging basket material. Look, the alyssum is blooming its little head off. Petunias. These are all the painted daisies, and I only got a couple of the verbascum came up for the garden right out here, our pollinator garden, but that's okay. There's lots of other salvias and painted daisies and Shasta daisies. These are all stock. This was our first go round of stock. And then a whole bunch more. This is foxglove and snapdragons, my sad Bells of Ireland crop. But the eucalyptus are looking happy. And this is Dara. I cleared off this space. I gotta clear off a bit more. We have a whole bunch more seeds starting to do. This is all the Lavaterra. It needs water badly. I'm gonna water before I leave today, before I leave this room or the greenhouse. This is all Black-Eyed Susans we started together. These are Bupleurum, that's to supplement. Echinacea, Heliotrope actually. Feverfew, those are doing pretty good. And then just a whole bunch more seedlings that we started together. Our dahlias, we have a couple more that are ready for cutting. Bloomquist Crave, Emily Harriet. And you see where we had the cutting that we took, like this is Castle Drive, there are several more that are coming from the same spot. This is a Cafe au lait. It's exciting. Lots of lupin and nasturtium and everything. It's all mostly looking pretty darn good. And I'm excited. And then all these guys, they all just need water. The coleus that we have, I just adore coleus. It's so easy to grow from seed. But the citrus are blooming. Look at those guys. And this is calla lily that I started in pots for the front porch. You can see our lilies over here. They're almost ready. And over here is the Acidanthera. They like it hot, so it hasn't grown up yet. But these lilies, it's all popping up. These right here, this is the balloon flower. But these are all phlox for out in the garden. Oh, so cool. And our clematis that we potted up, it was just a root. And now look at it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this garden tour. I hope that you enjoyed it. There's so much work to do this time of year to get everything cleaned up and planted out and seed started and all of it. But this is the part that I love so much. Now, like I said, we're going to have, at least 10 days of rain coming up. So we'll see how much outdoor work I've got to do. But we have all those March seeds to start. We have all of these hanging baskets to fill up, and I have a few projects up my sleeve that I want to give a try, and I can't wait to share all that with you guys. All right, guys, leave a thumbs up if you like this. Comments, any questions you have or advice that you may have, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I didn't even show you my favorite little part of the yard right now. Look at all these tiny crocus. I love this.